everyone, I'm Miss Friedgen and welcome to Introduction to the Theater. I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person today. I'm currently directing A Streetcar Named Desire down at the Little Theater of Alexandria, and we open this Saturday, so I'm in technical rehearsals right now. But I want to just talk to you a little bit today about what you can expect from Intro to Theater. This is a pretty fun class. It's a very interactive class, and participation is sort of the name of the game. As long as your student participates fully, gives me their best effort, turns their work in on time, does their homework, they should have no problem getting an A in this class and a very high A. We do a lot of things. We cover a lot of material. Right now we're deep in the heart of our fundamentals of performance. So far we've gone over ensemble building, we've done some improvisation, we've done some pantomime, and we just started talking about stage directions in their homework this evening. So we're really kind of putting them on the fast track to get everybody up on the same speed and level of vocabulary. From there we'll go into lights and sound, and they'll get to learn how all of the instruments in the room operate. They'll learn how to operate the light board, and they usually have a lot of fun with that. We'll also go over live sound effects, Foley, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to use our iPads to record a radio play, so they'll get some actual digital sound design as well. After that, we go back to acting for a little bit, and students work on monologues and script analysis, and that's usually a lot of fun. After that, we're going to flip into set design. We'll be using Steve Martin's Picasso with the Lapina Gilles. We'll read it as a class, we'll analyze the text, we'll talk about elements of set design, and they each design their own ground plan. So this one's a good one for the artists, and I break down scale. So if they are struggling with math or geometry, it's a good unit to kind of connect across curriculum. After set design, we go back to acting and we work on character. This is a great unit because the students get to work on creating a character physically and imitation, and they pick a faculty or staff member in the building to imitate, and it's usually a lot of fun. After that, we go into costume and makeup design. They'll be learning about color palette and what costumes tell us about characters. And then the makeup is usually fun. It's not girly makeup. We do blood and gore. So they'll do scars, black eyes, and bruises. So if they come home and they look a little beaten, just take some rubbing alcohol, it comes right off. After that, students will work together, as long as there's not a lot of snow days, to write their own 5-minute plays as a group. And the last thing they should do is take all the skills they learned over the year. In that group, they will present their play using design and all the skills they've learned from acting. So it's a great year. It's a lot of fun. I want to go ahead and go over some of the websites, particularly the portal.
So this is typically what the Introduction to Theater portal looks like. If you are Blue 3 or Gold 2, it might be a different color, but otherwise it's exactly the same. And you can see here I've got all the rest of the homework uploaded under the calendar for the rest of this unit, which we will hopefully finish on September 18th unless we fall behind, but it doesn't look like we will. So you can see there's something pretty much every night for students. Now the homework load in this class is not very heavy. Usually, for the most part, it consists of students going to this website, gcintrototheater.wordpress.com, and I'm going to come over here where I can operate the computer and hold the camera. You can see it's got what I call a flip lesson, so there's some text. This is all about stage directions, what they should be reading tonight or last night if they were a Blue class. Some video to help them understand some things. Here's another one I made them watch on improvisation, and this is something a little different where I asked students, I went over again what we did in class. I reinforced that and gave them a quote from the textbook, and then I asked them to write a journal, and within this text was the prompt for the journal, which they put up on the portal. So I'm going to go back to the portal now because this class uses it more than any other of my other classes. If you look under resources, if they ever have trouble finding the website or you want to find the website to the blog, you just go to class documents, and it's the first thing that should pop up, Miss F's blog. So you can always get it that way. Another feature we're using is the Dropbox, which this is that blog prompt I gave them, which was their little journal, and they are able to submit to that, which is great. And the other thing I'm using is in-class quizzes. This is a great feature because it auto-grades the quizzes, which I like. And you'll see there's no upcoming quizzes, but we've taken 2 already, and it's usually just 5 to 10 questions on whatever the homework was. I don't always do them, but I do tell them, you may want to read tonight or make sure you do your homework. And if they take notes, I do let them use the notes. I'm not trying to trick them up. I'm just trying to keep them honest. Now, the last website I want to direct your attention to is our club website, the gctheater.org website. It is not a requirement for students in this class to work on the extracurricular productions. However, they do receive significant extra credit for doing so, and some extra credit for going to see things. We do have 3 opportunities throughout the course of the year. We've already had auditions for our fall play, which some of your students are in, but we are still looking for tech crew, and those interviews come up this Thursday. Secondly, we have our 24-hour play festival, which my upper level classes are putting together a series of plays, and they need actors to be a part. Students who participate have to be free and available after school on February 13th, 2015, and all day February 14th, 2015, because that's when we do the performance. So they rehearse all day and all night, and they perform the following night. So that's a great opportunity. And the last thing I will talk to you about is the musical, which is going to be Hairspray. And auditions for that should be coming up in November. So if you ever want to see what we're doing in class, checking out that blog, gcintro2theater.wordpress.com, is a great way to see what we're covering, but also hopefully I'll be uploading some video of student projects as we get more in depth into the year. A couple of other highlights. Like I said, there's not too much homework and it's on the portal. Students, I don't accept late work with one exception. Each of them was given at the beginning of the year in their syllabus a late assignment pass. They only can use it once, but it does entitle them to a week extension as long as they turn it in the day the assignment is due. The gradebook policy is the same across the school, so I'm not going to cover that. We've already talked about what we're covering. Students are not required to participate in the extracurricular shows. However, students who do participate get 10 points of extra credit. If they come to see the shows, they get 5, so I do give a lot of extra credit. The one thing I do want to say, because my intro students seem to abuse it, generally speaking, more than others, in the syllabus, and you and your student both signed it, I ask that if a student is seeking extra credit above what I already give, which is quite a lot of extra credit, they need to ask me for it 2 weeks before the end of each quarter. Usually a student who does this is really in need of a lot of extra credit, and it's very hard the day before the quarter ends for me to come up with anything meaningful and sufficient enough point-wise to help them out. So if they don't come to me 2 weeks before, no dice. I think that should be enough. Usually 2 weeks before the end of the quarter, grades aren't changing terribly drastically, and any student who, if we do have a big project coming up, who comes to me and says, I want to see what my grade looks like if I get a 100, I want to see what my grade looks like if I get a 70, I'm more than happy to run the numbers for them. So they should be pretty cognizant of what's headed toward the end of the quarter. Some other extra credit opportunities, any GC Fine Arts events, if students go see it, they get 5 points. My show that I'm directing right now, Streetcar Named Desire down in Alexandria, if they go see that, it's 10 points because I know it's quite a trek for some. And that's pretty much it. The only other big thing I will say is if you do need to reach me, please, please, please email me. My email is right at the top of this page, freegan@olgchs.org. I do have a phone number, but I rarely check it, so email is always the best way. If you have any questions, you can reach me there, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much.